Go. Hey guys, I'm meteorologist Ben Peine with Ben at 10 at your daily live weather show for our region here on the TGIF. Happy Friday to you on a beautiful Friday morning. It's gonna be a fantastic Friday. Looking out the weather window, 5,000. It is a blue sky with some high wispy cirrus clouds out there. So good to see the sunshine back after a couple wet days across the area. We've got another wet day on the way for tomorrow, by the way, and we'll time out a chance of some showers and thunderstorms for part of your Saturday. But Sunday looks very nice with 60s and some sunshine. I don't know if you saw the reel earlier. Thankfully, I got the trash out on time. That was my success story of the day. Had to run out once again. You know the story. Basically in the underwear, as I hear the garbage truck driving up the road. So we got that accomplished. I missed it last week, so it was in dire need that we made that happen. So that was good. My son is off school today, asynchronous learning because of all the illness going around the school, not because of weather, because of all of the illnesses. He's not sick, but he did get off school today. So, and a beautiful day to be off school because it is fantastic out there. Again, we're talking about the record high potential for today. I've got a high of 80 going for this afternoon. That is, by the way, more like mid-May. So way above normal, about 25 degrees above normal, already in the 60s out there. Not going to take long to get into the 70s and eventually maybe near 80 degrees. The old record is 78, and that was set back not very long ago. It's not an old record, back in 2023. So feel free to drop in the comments. Let us know where you're watching from. If you just want to put in a good morning or if you have a weather question, I'll be happy to answer that as well. Thank you, by the way, if you're popping in and hitting that like or the share or the follow or the subscribe on YouTube. Extol Media on YouTube is where you can watch us streaming as well. So getting started here this morning, we'll just take a peaceful look outside and we'll look at some current conditions, which is warm out there. I think after the show, right after the show, to get out and seed the yard. There's a lot of areas where the dogs are always walking around, and it's about that time of the year. They're also getting the coal crops ready today at Grantline Nursery and Garden Center. So coal crop season is upon us as well. Any of you guys are the early green thumbs out there to get those gardens going, like the lettuce? What other things are coal crops? Cabbage, things like that. Here's a live look outside with that sunshine over the city skyline here along the Clarksville and New Albany waterfront. And the water levels are going to be rising a little bit here. The latest forecast for the Ohio River kept it, 5 or 6 feet below flood stage. But even at that, you can see the water getting up to the trunks of some of the trees there. So getting higher on the banks. And then we have many of the the smaller river systems, I should say, under flood conditions, especially the East Fork of the White River around Seymour. If anybody's up around Seymour and driving along I-65, I wouldn't mind seeing that flooding there. If you could send me that, you can send that to Ben at extolmag.com. And I posted a video of that last year in April, and it just looks like a huge lake there in Jackson County around Seymour, Indiana, where there's just acres and acres of farm fields just covered up in the floodwaters there. So there's, again, our live look out there this morning with the Falls of the Ohio Foundation.org camera, Falls of the Ohio.org. Again, our current temperature at 63 degrees. It is a warm start. I'm going to hit the refresh button, see if we've gone up a degree or not. And nope, we're at 63 degrees with a wind at 5 to 10 miles per hour. So just a south breeze out there. We're getting that higher sun angle. You can feel the warmth of the sun now that we're getting deeper into March. We've got the brand new 7-day forecast here posted. Again, we'll talk more about those showers, thunderstorms, and time those out for tomorrow in just a second. Overall, looks like a low severe weather threat for us for Saturday, coming in around midday with the line of showers and thunderstorms tomorrow. So late morning and into the early afternoon is kind of when the peak chance of some of those storms will be tomorrow. And that's not a bad thing because it doesn't give the atmosphere much time to heat up and give us that unstable air for tomorrow. Areas off to the east of us, say like towards Ohio and maybe Pennsylvania, they've got a little longer time to heat up and a higher threat of severe weather off to our east tomorrow. We're kind of sandwiched in the middle because later today, there's actually a pretty decent chance of severe weather out to our west. So kind of timing it out as far as severe weather in our favor, meaning a low threat of severe weather for tomorrow. But again, I've got some more details on that. Here's a look at that line of storms with the weather story that I posted this morning on extolmag.com/weather. Here's the other resources you can check out. Here's the Storm Prediction Center's Day 1 severe weather outlook. And there you can see that kind of bullseye. That's a level 3 out of 5. So they might have some tornadic activity there in western Missouri, southwestern Iowa, eastern Kansas, and eastern Oklahoma. But that is all west of us. We are under no risk of severe weather for today, even with these incredibly warm conditions on the way for today. And then the Day 2 severe weather risk outlook. So this is for your Saturday. This shows us under level 1 out of 5, that dark green. And then you can see Ohio and into Pennsylvania and West Virginia and northeastern Kentucky in the yellow. That's level 2. That's called a slight risk of severe storms. And then areas off to our southwest tomorrow, a little more juicy down that way over Louisiana and Texas, where there's a greater chance of some severe weather there. But some gusty winds will be possible as these storms roll through again around midday tomorrow. And then we should see the rain begin to taper off late Saturday. So that's a lot of what we're talking about here this morning. And we'll get to some of your comments here in just a second as well. Again, thanks for joining us on this Friday TGIF March 6th edition of Ben at 10. So my forecast today, up around 80 degrees. We've kept it there the last several days. We'll see if we can get there. If not, it looks like upper 70s for many of us. 78 is that record high set back in 2023. We got the Saturday storms. We'll track here in just a second with the high resolution weather model data. And we've got some pleasant 60s and some sunshine on Sunday. Doesn't look too bad Monday either. And then we're going to have some showers back next Tuesday. And then a really wet Wednesday, it looks like, next week. And there's a kind of a snapshot. This is the HRRR high resolution rapid refresh weather model. Late morning, around noonish, noon to 1 kind of time period there, coming up to the Ohio River and moving through southern Indiana. So get that to punch on through around midday, and then some lighter rain showers back behind that. All right, so that's kind of a quick little forecast there for you to look at our current conditions. And let's see who's popping in. Hey, I've got the Bliss Cup this morning, not the Grumpy Cat, because the weather is phenomenal on this Friday. So cheers to you guys this morning. I'm not going to use these, but I've graduated to the midlife time period. Speaking of a weather nerd, here you go. We got the cheaters all over the house now. Because we're getting to be that age. I've never worn glasses. My eyes have always been perfect until now. Probably because all the screens we're looking at too. Hey, Simon Pugh was tuning in, international viewer here this morning. Simon, where are you at? I thought you were in Scotland last time we checked, but where are you, worldwide traveler Simon, if he's still on the show? Beverly Hagist, good morning from Borden, Indiana, waving to you from out the window there. Mary Dale with a good morning from New Albany, Indiana. It is going to be a gorgeous day indeed. Orlean Whitlow, 65 degrees already in Hodgenville, Kentucky, there in LaRue County. Emmanuel up in Indianapolis with a good morning to everybody. And good morning to you. Joseph Benningfield, good morning from Lebanon, Kentucky. Mary, I've been wanting to ask you if you make all of your graphics. I do. It takes a couple hours each morning, and actually I prep the day before. I'll get a lot of the information together after the show. I'll prep a lot of the graphics because I know the forecast ahead of time. Then I'll fine tune the graphics and make new graphics in the morning time. It is quite the chore to make all of the graphics, but yes. Lillian Lasley, good morning, 69 degrees in Litchfield, Kentucky. And Christian Walker, 63 degrees up in Indianapolis. It's warm everywhere. I've got Special Olympics, Hamilton County, cheering on my circle of friends. Awesome. Very cool. Happy Friday to you. And yes, unfortunately, it's about 100% chance of that rain for tomorrow. But I think you guys will dry out faster tomorrow up north. Happy sunny Friday in Bedford, Indiana, to Dennis Gregory. That is a huge bird. Desi was yelling at it, barking at a huge, I think it's a turkey vulture, landed on a tree out here. And I just saw it fly away. Plans for the weekend, Christian, we got Tailspin Ale Fest tomorrow that I'm looking forward to going to, and hopefully we can get that rain out in time. It starts at 3 o'clock for the general public. And then it's time for spring cleaning. The garage is not looking so great. So I'd like to do that. I'd like to spring clean some of the basement and the barn. So it's that time of the year. And Tim fired up the barbecue. Yeah, fantastic day for that. It's not going to be too windy today, too. Winds at around 10 to 15, shooting at around 80 degrees. Much of this evening will be in the 70s. And Christian, we're under just level 1 out of 5 with the severe weather risk category. That severe weather risk is pretty low for us. Not too concerned about that. Brenda Collings, good morning. Going to be a beautiful day. Perry Porter, good morning to the sunshine. Sunshine on our shoulders makes us feel happy. John Denver. Not all day and night. You might get it a little bit sooner in the morning time. You probably see that rain taper off late afternoon, I'd say. Erica Risotto, good morning to all the friends there in Charlestown, Indiana. Sunshine and everywhere. Orlean Whitlow, sometimes it takes time to get used to the glasses, but you look cool. I'm not sure. Not sure cool is the word. All right. Hi, Bob Dearman. We miss you. Why miss me? I'm right here in front of you every morning, 10 a.m. John Fox, good morning to all. And Steve said, I've been using readers since I was 50, have them strategically placed all around our house. I bought like a 5-pack. So we're dropping them all over the place. It is weird, though. Like, I don't notice it that much, but when you put them on, it's just like HD TV looking at a book or your phone or whatever. I recommend that, Christian. Get outside and enjoy. All right. Let me, again, get to one more thing here. And we will dig into the forecast. If you're new to the program, we give that forecast right off the bat, which we just did. Look at the current conditions. I want to thank our partners and sponsors. And then we'll get rocking and rolling on this Friday. And one of our friends here is Lions Roofing. Protect your most valuable asset for a lifetime. Hey, if you see any leaking conditions from all this rain we'll still have on the way over the next week or so, Wednesday is going to be another big wet day. If you have any concerns, give them a call, 812-294-3595. They're based right out of southern Indiana, but they got you covered throughout Indiana and Kentucky. I believe like 150-mile wide diameter, radius, whatever you want to say, around the region. So protecting your most valuable asset for a lifetime. You get free quotes here at lionsroofingco.com. Reminder, too, March 15th is coming up pretty quick. So if you had any issues with a hailstorm in southern Indiana last March, a lot of insurance companies will give you a year to make that claim. And they can give you a quote. And our plumber friends here, Clogbusters Plumbing Services. Flooding issues can be a pain if the sump pump goes out. Let's hope that doesn't happen to any of us with more rain Saturday and more heavy rain Wednesday. But if you have any plumbing issues, I recommend you to Clogbusters with a Z Plumbing Services, 859-762-1214. They've got you covered throughout the Commonwealth right here. Bottom right, they got you hooked up with how to contact them in many different ways, making it easy right there. Making it easy to get your post-secondary education here at Ivy Tech Community College. Go to campuses, go to Sellersburg. And you can find out a ton here online, but it's great to get that one-on-one information. You can sign up for Tuesdays at the Tech, find ways to pay career coaching. And if you're ready to do it, they'll get you signed up, registered for classes. If you want to make that change, don't be afraid. I've made a big change here with the last year as well. But they can see a lot of resources right there. Make sure your high schoolers are getting that dual credit. As I mentioned earlier, I'm going to be popping into Grantline Nursery and Garden Center on Grantline Road as they're getting their cold crops ready. They'll probably be our plant of the week next week. If you want some landscaping help, they've got you hooked up here as well. You can contact them right here on their page, 812-945-5676, or you can just pop into their nursery. And I want to thank my buddy Michael Long, my insurance agent, my mom's insurance agent. Proud to be an American Star certified agency. Excellence in customer experience. Go to amfam.com, search Michael Long. Get a quote. Tell them I sent you, 812-578-3072. And now we bring up the radar and satellite. As I mentioned, it's time to get into it. So I'll go full screen here. And there is active weather out to our west, but look at that hole of sunshine that we have all across our region. This is beautiful right there. That is our pretty much sunny day today. And that's going to pop with the south wind and that sunshine. That's going to pop us up to, again, mid-May like temperatures. Average highs around 80 degrees by mid to late May. So we're getting a little sneak peek of the month of May today. And month of May also features strong thunderstorms. So out west, with this line out here around Kansas City. That's where the severe weather threat will be for today, but not here, thankfully. Backing up our view. Oh, there's some snow out west. No snow for us anytime soon. So that's kind of the analysis right there. And let's get into the forecast here as well. And just look and see if we had another comment that popped in. Okay, let's get rid of that and add this up to the stage. Hey, if you have any weather questions, you want to get a hold of me, Ben at extolmag.com. Again, I gave a shout out earlier to you guys in Jackson County around Seymour. If you see any of that flooding and you've got a chance to get a picture of it, send it to me at Ben at extolmag.com. It's pretty bad. It's in the major flood stage, the East Fork of the White River, covering a lot of agricultural land up there. Record high of 80 today is the forecast. The record is 78, set back in 2023. Saturday storms we're going to track here, and then pleasant 60s on Sunday. Man, you're talking about the Oklahoma tornado last night. They might have some crazy stuff today as well. Not crazy for us, though. Now, there could be a couple strong storms on this front edge of this line that moves in late tomorrow morning, early afternoon. And again, we'll look at the data on that. Tailspin Elfest is tomorrow. I'm hoping to get those storms through, and then maybe just some scattered lighter showers for the big event. Starts at 3 o'clock. If you want to head out there and get some good brews, good music, food, all that stuff at Bowman Field. It's at tailspinelfest.com for those tickets tomorrow, March 7th. The next weekend. So far, looking okay. So far, looking good for Saturday, March 14th for the St. Patrick's Parade in the Highlands. And I'll be out there judging. Skeeter getting crazy. Probably another bird. Jessica's Journey Foundation has a benefit concert April 4th. That's the Final Four weekend, Saturday. They'll have all the TVs up with that if you want to keep track of the basketball games. But Juicebox Heroes will be headlining. The Suburbans are out there as well. Food trucks, drinks, and all that fun stuff there as well. So mark that on your calendar. Speaking of calendar, how many days until? We got 2 days until the time change. 14 days, just 2 weeks until March 20th and until spring officially begins. Thunder over Louisville in 43 days. It's creeping up. It's April 18th. And then 57 days until, May 3rd, I believe, is Derby Day 2026. I feel like right after Derby Day, it's about time for some summertime. Crazy weather history as usual here. We had in 1908 a rare March tropical storm, only hurricane to develop in the Atlantic in March since 1842 near the Leeward Islands. If you know, June 1st is typically when our hurricane season begins in the Atlantic and doesn't peak until September. So that's pretty wild there. 1961 in Kokomo, Indiana, a mobile home picked up and was hurled into a two-story home. A mobile home was hurled into a two-story home. 1962 Ash Wednesday storm, strongest 20th century nor'easter from the northeast to the mid-Atlantic, decimated over $200 million in damage. That was a lot more back then, and 40 deaths. 2015 Kentucky's coldest March temperature. Oh, remember the polar vortex? Hillsborough, Fleming County recorded 16 below in March. 2017 GOES East satellite wildfire warning. The data warned forecasters in Dodge City, Kansas before 911 calls, enabling earlier evacuations because of the wildfire. Our stupid weather jokes of the day. Where do sharks go for vacation? Finland, of course. What time do ducks wake up? At the quack of dawn. Why did the Oreo go to the dentist? Because it lost its filling. Those are PG kindergarten style jokes today. Here's your allergy report today. Moderate due to juniper and elm. It is flying around today. And if you're allergic to that, you might be feeling the impacts from the spring pollen season beginning. There you go. Beautiful Friday. 80 degrees at high temperature. That is about 25 above normal. South wind at 10 to 15. We'll see how close we can get to that record high of 78 today. Sunset at 6:41. And our sunsets are getting later very soon. 6:41 sunset today with 11 hours and 33 minutes of daylight. Sunday, we spring forward an hour. Saturday night, we lose the hour of sleep. But our 7:43 p.m. sunset on Sunday 8 p.m. sunsets are not far off just after spring begins with 12 hours of daylight. So we gain about an hour of daylight in just the next couple of weeks. And then our 9 p.m. sunsets, May 31st, with 14 hours and 38 minutes of daylight. So we gain about 3 hours of daylight between now over the next couple of months. Our forecast tonight, warm night, looks mainly dry, 64 degrees. South wind at around 5 to 15. Oh, we got some love for the jokes from Beverly Haggist, Lillian Lasley, from Orlean Whitlow, and Christian Walker, love the jokes. Erica, appreciate that as well. And our forecast tomorrow for you Saturday. So I got 8 a.m. dry at 64 degrees. I mean, it's going to feel really, really nice for much of the morning before the storms arrive. And then right around noon, give or take, an hour or two, that's when we'll have the heaviest rain, lightning, thunder, gusty winds, low severe weather threat, but still some strong storms possible. And then once those blow through, say by early afternoon, then we have on the backside of that front some lingering scattered lighter rain showers. And then probably early evening, one final little thin line of showers that'll move through before drying out Saturday night. Average high is 54, so we're still well above normal before that front moves through tomorrow. And then we're still above normal Sunday, 65 degrees, still about 10 degrees above average with sunshine. And it looks just like some nice weather behind that front on Sunday with that rain moving just off to our south. I've got just a 20% chance of a shower on Monday. I think much of the day will be dry. And then some spotty showers on Tuesday. But notice those temperatures still about 20 above normal early next week, well into the 70s Monday and Tuesday. And then mild before some heavy rain moves back in. Kind of like Saturday, it looks like we'll have a front moving in Wednesday with some heavy rain, some thunderstorms. This front Wednesday might be slower, and we could pick up, I'd say, between 1 and 3 inches of rainfall, additional 1 to 3 inches of rainfall between now and Wednesday. So that could lead to some more flooding concerns across the area. A lot of our river, the ground is super saturated now. A lot of our river systems are already in flood stage. Again, like the East Fork of the White River. And then we got 50s there for Thursday and Friday. Before we dig into some of the weather model data, I wanted to bring up the water.noaa.gov. Of course, easy for you to bring that up as well. Just don't put in the www. Just water.noaa.gov. And that should bring it up. Yeah. So I'm going to bring this up to the stage here for you. I'm going to get rid of this and add this. Should be loading up here. Oops. I need to bring it up to the stage. And we are being powered by Starlink Internet, so sometimes we do get a little bit of a dropout. If that happens, we should be popping right back up. So here we go. Notice the colors here, right over Indiana is where we have the flooding concerns. Whoa, flood to the Muscatatuck River. They kind of combine there in northern Washington County, Indiana. And so we just passed 19 feet recently. So it is in major flood stage, covering a lot of acres of corn and soybean fields, which have yet to be planted, of course, and then slowly going down. But that might rise again with more rain Saturday, more rain Wednesday. So again, if you have any pictures of that flooding, send them to me, ben@extolmag.com. I'd like to check that out. As far as the mighty Ohio, here's the upper gauge, the McAlpin Dam, downtown Louisville. Slowly loading it up here. There we go. So it's got it peaking here. That is 6 feet below flood stage, but it's still noticeable as it kind of rises up on the banks. Then it stays pretty elevated here. I'm going to go see if I can bring up the full flood page. Load this guy up. Might take just a second. I got a lot of things cooking on the internet here. Leo Klingsmith saying, it looks like my hopes for a 30-inch total snowfall for this winter is gone. I don't see much hope, perhaps, for the rest of this winter. All right. Christian, you can get some strong winds with level 1 out of 5 along the leading edge of that front as it moves through. We'll look at that here in just a second. All right. Here's the full gauge page for the McAlpin upper. But if you go down to the bottom, I believe it has the 10-day flood potential with 2 different weather models here. All right. So it keeps it below the Ohio below flood stage through the 10-day forecast. Some of the outlying data up here gets it kind of close to flood stage, but should stay below flood stage despite all the rain that we have had. All right. We're about to dig into the models. Just looking at another beautiful start to the day there with that sunshine out there. And here we go. So for today, let me get back out of our full screen mode here. And so this is the this is the Storm Prediction Center. And there you can see the threat of severe weather is to our west. Kansas City kind of right in the middle of it. And if we bring up the possibility of a tornado, there's pretty good threat of that in northwestern Arkansas, southwestern Missouri. They're in that yellow. That's greater than 10% threat. Of course, with if you have a tornado threat, often it goes hand in hand with a hail threat that is large, some large hail there, out kind of the entrance of the Great Plains there in western Missouri and eastern Kansas. So we might see some reports of a little bit of maybe kind of a mini outbreak of severe weather out that way. What about for us, though? Nothing today. Day 2 here's the risk for tomorrow from the Storm Prediction Center. Again, the Storm Prediction Center is a division of the National Weather Service out of Norman, Oklahoma, and they look around and see where severe weather might happen across the United States. So the dark green is from Indianapolis down through our area, is level 1 out of 5. So very low risk of severe weather. Off to our east is level 2. They're around Pittsburgh, down to Charleston, West Virginia, and then off to our southwest from like Memphis into Texas, that's level 2. So a little higher threat off to the east, a little higher threat off to the west, southwest, where they have more energy for severe weather. Emmanuel, I think it's a good thing. Emmanuel's asked about the SPC outlook update. So all they've really changed is like within that slight risk area, they're saying if you do get a severe thunderstorm, how bad will that storm be? Is it going to be kind of just some isolated damaging winds, maybe some hail, or is it going to be a big banger tornado? So they're just kind of, it's called conditional. So if, that's kind of what conditional means in the meteorological world. If severe weather fire off, could we get significant tornadoes or not? So that's kind of the clarification that the Storm Prediction Center has made with the change here over the last week or so. If you're really getting weather nerdy in there, you can go to spc.noaa.gov and learn more about that. Okay, let's bring up the future radar here for us. We'll just start off with the HRRR, High Resolution Rapid Refresh Weather Model, which we often do. And we'll go to the 48-hour version. We'll go to reflectivity. And we'll just go into this afternoon. Oops, back this up just a little bit. So today, there you see the storms firing up out to our west. It shows us dry. It looks like those storms really exploding into the early evening. This is around 8 p.m. There you can see them over Missouri, Arkansas. And you'll watch it kind of congeal into a line of storms overnight out to our west, heading towards St. Louis. Let's see here. During the overnight period, let me zoom in a little bit closer. Right there, the front edge heading towards St. Louis around 4 o'clock in the morning. We are still pretty dry here. Let's go to around 7 o'clock tomorrow morning, early on our Saturday. The storms, maybe some of the leading edge, maybe some showers start to move into southern. I'm going to go here to around 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. I would love to see this speed up because I don't want the entire Saturday to be wet. But here you go. Here's 10 o'clock. So I'd say late morning, early afternoon is kind of the best chance for this heavy rain moving back into the area. Certainly some lightning and thunder. Some gusty winds will be possible. Let's check out the wind gust map. That's to 40-mile-per-hour winds. We'll go back to the reflectivity. So you guys up in Indianapolis, there you can see that rain over you guys tomorrow morning at the same time. And then here's lunchtime, midday. It's probably when they're starting to get the strongest, and heading into the Louisville metro area around that time as well. Again, I wish this thing would pick up some speed. And this is at 2 p.m. And there you can see it clearing Indianapolis by that time. And then into southern Indiana. So early afternoon, and this is going to be progressing as it moves through at this time. But this is just a snapshot at 2 p.m. So hopefully this is like maybe an hour behind. Cross our fingers, and then we get this out of here for most of us by early afternoon for southern Indiana. It's going to linger longer in Kentucky. But notice that would be hail potential right there. See that little darker area, the more colorful area right there. And we go to 3 o'clock. So then 3 o'clock, we got the tailspin Ailfest kicking off. And so that's when we want this line to be all the way through. And then maybe we get a bit of a break by late afternoon. Obviously, parts of Kentucky, Lexington staying wetter for longer there, deeper into the day. But notice we get a break late afternoon. So perhaps not a total washout, probably a few hour period where we got this rain moving through late morning, early afternoon time period, right smack middle of the day. And then going to 6 p.m., there's like a little thin line, the thin edge of the front. A little band of some showers there early evenings. So this is around 6, 7 o'clock. 6, 7. There you can see the showers around Seymour and moving through southern Indiana. So that would be kind of the very back edge there. This is at around 8 o'clock. A little fine little line of some showers on the tail end of that. And then later on our Saturday evening, looking mainly dry across the area as the rain starts to move off to the southeast. So mostly a midday thing, and then a few lingering showers behind the storms. Leo, don't like the look of this. I don't mind it. I mean, there could be a few strong ones. We might get a few severe thunderstorm warnings. It's not a zero risk of an isolated spin-up tornado, but it's a low threat for our area overall. I'll go back to when this begins to move in. We'll look at the convective available potential energy. This is the gasoline, the fuel for the thunderstorms as they begin to move into our region. Back this up a little bit. Here's the fuel for storms. There is some fuel for storms, over 1,000 joules per kilogram. That's enough for some strong thunderstorms. And then I'm going to bring up the 850 millibar winds. These are around 5,000 feet up in the atmosphere. So there is some wind shear as well. There's some ingredients, but again, it doesn't look like a big outbreak for us. So this shows a little low-level jet there along the leading edge of those storms, showing winds over 50 miles per hour at about 5,000 feet. Sometimes you can channel those winds to the ground and you can get some isolated damaging wind gusts. Not going to be surprised if that happens. Again, a few severe thunderstorm warnings could happen. That's when you can get some isolated damaging winds in excess of 60 miles per hour. I think that'll be pretty isolated overall. So that's the severe weather threat there. Low severe weather threat for our area. And as far as rainfall totals go, I think I got to bring up this one. And let's go to, this has already moved through. It's probably looking at about a ½ inch of rainfall for tomorrow for most. So let's zoom it in here. Yeah, so for most, give or take about a ½ inch of rain out of this. So a pretty good soaker. Yes, we are getting the showers. I think you're referring to the showers and storms. Yes, we'll be getting that too around the same time. India will clear out a little sooner than our area. All right. Now, let's keep the GFS rocking here. And we'll go to early next week. So we got that front moving off to the south. That will give us a nice Sunday. Here is a look at Sunday at 4 p.m. Notice that rain's off to our east. We got sunshine. This is the cloud cover map. So we're hoping that sunshine moves in. This is at 4 p.m. Sunday. And we'll go back to the reflectivity. I'm going to go into our March 9th. So I would say it's going to be mainly dry on Monday with rain developing just off to our southwest. This is at 4 p.m. on Monday. Maybe a little better chance of an isolated shower as we head towards Monday evening, but not looking too bad as we start off our next week on March 9th. I'm going to pop this ahead to Tuesday afternoon and back that up a little bit. This is March 10th. Tuesday, notice some spotty showers around, warm in the 70s, and heavier rain out to our west. That heavier rain will move in on Wednesday next week. As I bring up the temperature map here at 4 p.m., this shows well into the 70s across the region. That warm air all throughout the Ohio Valley on next Monday and Tuesday. Running about 20 degrees above normal for this time of the year. And we go back to the reflectivity. I'm going to bump this ahead to heading into our Wednesday. And this front, what's different about this front, notice the orientation of it. It's lying flatter. A flatter front instead of more vertical like this. Like Saturday's is more vertical. A more vertical front, north to south, usually has a better west to east push to get it through. These can linger a little bit longer and put down some heavier rain. So this is 7 a.m. Wednesday morning. And then we go here to 10 o'clock on Wednesday. And this is at 1 p.m. next Wednesday, the 11th of March. Rain still lingering around the area. And afternoon, this is at 4 p.m. Wednesday. So you get the picture. This could be a slow mover and a washout next Wednesday. Hey, good morning, Alberta Philpott. Thanks for tuning in here. So there you go. And then that front will move out Wednesday night. We'll back to some dry weather. It looks like Thursday and Friday of next week. So this is loading up at 10 p.m. Wednesday night, the rain moving off to the east. So how much rain are we expecting from now through next Wednesday? We shall bring up the total precipitation. So this is not great news. So again, about a half an inch of this is Saturday, but about 1 to 2 inches of this is next Wednesday. So Wednesday, again, washout potential there with some heavy rainfall. And that could lead to some more flooding for our area, rivers, creeks, and streams. As a lot of the forecast river level data doesn't incorporate that future rainfall just yet. As far as temperatures go, we'll do a quick, it's 10:39. We've been talking a long time here. We'll do a quick temperature long range outlook and then we'll wrap up the forecast and then we'll get the weekend started, shall we? That means it's time for and on a limb. Hey, we're back to shorts and t-shirt weather, by the way, today on the limb. Been on a limb, just meaning we're going out to the long range outlook here. This should take us to the latter portions of March. Here's the 12th. So this is next Thursday, Friday, 12th to 13th. I've got 50s for highs there. So that's kind of that blue color that we see popping up. And this is the 13th and the 14th, maybe a little milder air popping in. That would be nice because this would be the St. Patrick's Parade in Louisville, where, again, I'll be one of the parade judges. And it looks like, hey, some 60s will be possible there. I like that. And what you're not seeing is the pink, purple, or that kind of greenish white. That is North Polar weather. Let's keep that north of the border, shall we? Hopefully for the rest of this month. Smack middle of the month, Sunday the 15th, not this Sunday, next Sunday. That shows us winning out on the warm side of a front. Going into the 16th of March. So this will be Monday the 16th. Looks like we're on the warm side of a front, but that is a front. And with a front, you typically get rainfall. So if I bring up the reflectivity, this will show some more rain chances there. A good front moving in there. March can be a wild month. So this is March 17th morning, showing another heavy rainmaker right there. And as we bring up our temperature map, you want to join the show, Hannah? I gotta know. She's trying to be quiet. Appreciate that. Okay, here's March 17th afternoon. Cool temperatures back. You know, we might get some days in the 40s or something like that later this month. This is around March, again, 17th. Let's go to the March 18th time period here. Cool weather around the region. It'll be associated with a little dip in the jet stream over the eastern United States and the Ohio Valley. Still coolish here around March 19th. So while we've had a warm, I don't know, week and a half, 2 weeks to start March, it looks like it could be a coolish finish. This is March 20th, first day of spring. And then we go to March 21st. I think this is a Saturday. It's just kind of cool, but not cold. We're not seeing that pink area coming. Oh, so that's not what we would want later in the month. That would be March 22nd. And that would be some chillier air trying to drop in. I'm just going to try to hope that doesn't happen. There's a little front right there. I'm going to precip type this. See if there's any mixed precipitation. It's got the snow off to the north of us there around March 21st. All right, so that is the long range outlook. That has been the good old Ben on a Limb segment there. All right, so there's a live look at the sunshine. This beautiful Friday morning across the area. Let's get a forecast recap, and then we'll wrap it all up here on a Friday. Thank you guys for being with us. If you popped in a little bit later, thanks for liking or sharing or following or subscribing to our YouTube page. We appreciate even just a simple like. Helps spread the show around the world sometimes. And let me go back to this page right here. This is extolmagnet.com/weather, where we've got our live stream up right now. And wow, 68 degrees. We're going the right direction already this morning. The south wind at around 10 to 15. We are loving that. There's the brand new 7-day forecast and the brand new weather story. A lot of different 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And when we get those storms moving in tomorrow, if you want to watch here as they come in, there's storm tracks. You can track the storms yourself. Right now, the storm tracks are probably out west of us, of course. A storm track looks like this, a little circle, and you click on it, and it shows where the storm is going, what towns are in the way, and what the impacts could be right there. So very cool stuff right there. And let's get back to the forecast. So here we go. Our weather headlines for your March 6th. Record high likely today, especially we hit 80. Record high is 78 3 years ago in 2023. Saturday storms, midday especially, early afternoon, then pleasant 60s on Sunday. There's kind of a snapshot of the storms moving in late tomorrow morning and into the early afternoon. Tailspin Ale Fest is tomorrow at 3 p.m. You can get tickets at tailspinalefest.com. The following weekend, the St. Patrick's Parade on March 14th. And then a couple weekends after that, April 4th, it's the Final Four of March Madness. Melwood Arts Center, it has a benefit concert benefiting Jessica's Journey Foundation. Pause with a Purpose. April 4th, it's got Juicebox Heroes, the Suburbans. Live music, food, and drinks. Come on out there. You can get more information at jessicasjourneyfoundation.com. 2 days until that time change, 14 days until spring begins. Thunder over Louisville in 43 days, and 57 days until Derby. Christian's rocking that third cup of coffee. I'm probably right there with you, actually, since these cups are so big. Weather history for today, the one stands out was that, remember the old polar vortex? That's when the media made that term popular. And on this date in 2015, Kentucky's coldest March temperature at 16 below zero. Beverly, we'll miss you on Monday, but enjoy that time with your daughter. Here's your stupid jokes of the day. These are safe for kindergarten. Where do sharks go for vacation? To Finland. What time do ducks wake up? At the quack of dawn. Why did the Oreo go to the dentist? Because it lost its filling. Moderate levels of our allergy on our allergy report. Pollen levels up with juniper and elm. 80 degrees that high today. South wind around 10 to 15. Sunset at 6:41. Enjoy this Friday. Get outside. Maybe crack open some windows. Might need some AC in the car. I'm going to be planting some seed here, some grass seed here. Try to get some grass growing with this warm weather here over the next week or so. So then that sunset is at 7:43 Sunday, 8 p.m. sunset in just a couple weeks, and then 9 p.m. sunset's May 31st. More and more light here for us. 64 degrees, our low for tonight. Warm, mainly dry, partly cloudy. South wind around 5 to 15. That's kind of like an early summer nighttime temperature. Thanks for the reminders here, Christian, for liking or subscribing to all of our pages here. Extol Weather, Extol Media. Wednesdays with Weddington. Appreciate that. And so tomorrow morning, early, it looks dry. And then later in the morning, rain chances ramping up midday for most of us for the storms moving through. Some of those could be on the strong side. We'll keep an eye on that. 100% chance of that midday rain and then some lingering kind of spotty showers once the leading edge of that front moves through. Christian, have an awesome weekend. Get out there and enjoy. And so it stays mild tomorrow. And that's still mild Sunday behind this front, 65 and some sunshine. And then 70s Monday and Tuesday, we have just an isolated shower chance, probably late Monday, but mostly dry. And then some kind of hit or miss showers Tuesday, and then a widespread. That's going to be bumped up to 100% chance of rain next Wednesday. And could see like 1 or 2 inches of rain there, and continue to watch out for some flooding potential. And then we're back to some dry weather Thursday and Friday. And same to you, Lily and Lasley. Thanks for being a part of the show again this morning. Always appreciate your viewership. And one more shout out to our partners here at Lions Roofing, as this pops up here in just a second. Lions Roofing has helped out our family before, my mom. They had to repair a lot of her roof. And, I got to push a button to get it to pop up there. But you could also just head to lionsroofingco.com. If you have any issues with the storms moving through, gutter issues, they've got your back here throughout southern Indiana and Kentucky, throughout the metropolitan area, throughout much of Indiana and Kentucky. They can help you out. You can get free quotes online, or you can, again, call them right there. And if this too much rain leads to any flooding issues, plumbing issues, I want to recommend you to Clog Busters with the Z Plumbing Services, clearing the way one flush at a time. Easy contact and messaging services in the bottom right-hand corner of the screen. They've got you covered, especially throughout the Commonwealth of Kentucky. They've got the service vehicles to get to wherever you need. Let's cross our fingers. All of the sump pumps continue to work for us through the springtime. I want to thank our partners here, too, at Ivy Tech Community College in Sellersburg. Always recommend, sure, go to the website. They got tons of information about all their dozens of programs. But you can also head to their campus. Tuesdays at the Tech is where they recommend you to get that one-on-one visit to learn more about what they have to offer, career coaching, how to pay for it. If you're ready to go, you can register there. And Grantline Nursery and Garden Store. I think next week, our plant of the week will be the cole crops. It's time to start getting those gardens tilled. Get those early green thumbs out there. And so that's kind of like your cabbage, your lettuce, and things like that. And you can get landscaping services as well. You can contact them right here, 812-945-5676, or you can just head to their beautiful nursery there on Grantline Road, which I'll be going to later today to check out the plant of the week. I want to thank my buddy here, Michael Long, too, with amfam.com. You can just search Michael Long. It'll take you right here to his page, his contact page. If you want to find some possible ways to save, if you just want someone that's going to have your back as well for life's big bumps in the roads, here you go, 812-578-3072. You give them a call anytime. Let them know that I sent you. And since we are wrapping up, I always want to thank my buddy here who built this house that we are inside, Weddington Custom Homes, Brad Weddington. local custom home builder in Southern Indiana. Your journey begins right here. I've got a little testimonial on there, I believe. We scroll down. There it is, Ben Peine. I got a testimonial on there. And then, hey, if you know somebody that's looking for an opportunity, maybe a new career, Libs Paving is the top asphalt contractor around. You go to careers section, and then you go down here to available employment opportunities. And there you go. You can apply there online. Last reminder here, and a last look at the beautiful conditions out here from Perry Porter. Don't forget that clock moving it up an hour Saturday night. Saturday night. You don't want to be late to church on Sunday. So we lose the hour of sleep, but we get those later sunsets heading our way. That'll do it for a Friday. Again, TGIF. Happy March the 6th. We're marching through the month of March. And again, heads up on some of the storms moving through midday tomorrow. But enjoy pretty comfortable weekend, especially your Sunday. It's going to be fantastic. Hey, next week, join us for Monday. We've got a live show at 9 a.m. And here you go. I'm Angie Fenton, and this is meteorologist Ben Peine. Start your week with Extol Unfiltered, caffeinated by NWSB.
Every Monday at 9 a.m. on Extol Media Socials and My Socials.
And My Socials, too. Join the conversation.
I will see you there at 9 a.m. Extol Unfiltered with Angie Fenton. And then right after that, we'll have your Monday edition of Ben at 10. You guys have a great weekend, and we'll see you next week.